To mark the 200th anniversary of the founding of the town of Greece, the Greece Historical Society presents a Bicentennial Snapshot. Each week, we take a look at a particular aspect of Greece history.
Bicentennial Snapshot number 22, North Greece, Jenkin's Corners.
Today, we continue our look at the hamlets in the town of Greece. In this week's installment, we head up north of Husik to North Greece or Jenkin's Corners. There are an abundance of interesting stories about the people and places from this section of Greece, so we will linger here for the next few weeks. Latta Road, one of the oldest roads in the county, and indeed western New York, runs parallel to both Ridge Road and the southern shore of Lake Ontario, and it was an alternate route to the west. Surveyed in 1807, North Greece Road started out as just a dirt road that connected these two travel arteries, the Ridge and Latta Road. Initially, it ended at Latta Road, but was eventually extended to Lake Ontario. Not surprisingly, a hamlet sprang up at the crossroads of Latta and North Greece Roads. Although not denoted on a map, the hamlet was often called Jenkin's Corners. We don't know for sure why it was called this. There was a local farmer, William Jenkin, who may have given his name to the community, or perhaps it was named after an itinerant preacher, the first Methodist circuit rider to the area, the Reverend Amos Jenks. The natives of North Greece would sometimes say that they lived down at the Jenks. The mainstays of the community were the Phelps General Store, which we featured in Snapshot 14, and the hotels that occupied the southeast quadrant of the crossroads. We will talk about these hotels in our next 3 snapshots. Clustered around the 4 corners was a post office, sometimes in the general store or in the hotel before a separate building was constructed. There was a blacksmith shop, a church, a school, and a drying house. On the northeast corner lot, across the street from the Methodist Episcopal Church, was Lewis Combs' carriage and wagon factory. Combs was also a blacksmith. Up until 1976, the North Greece Fire Department was housed in the old Combs carriage barn. Combs was part owner of the Combs and Bice butter churn factory. Lewis Combs and Hiram Bice were neighbors. Combs had property on the east side of North Greece Road and Bice on the west side. As their business notice said, they manufactured a butter churn that was acknowledged as the best churn in the United States. The churn had a horizontal shaft that extended the length of a rectangular box on legs. A series of radial beaters was attached to the shaft. According to his patent, filed in 1865, the inventor, J.F. Sanborn of Hardwick, Vermont, said that he wanted to contrive a churn that would be efficient for producing butter from cream, and then serve as a butter worker for washing and mixing salt with the butter. Individuals such as Lewis Combs and Hiram Bice used the design to make these churns, which could produce butter in 8 to 15 minutes. Half the time or less of a vertical hand churn, and much easier on the arms. North Greece had a fruit drying house. Drying was a major method for preserving fruit, especially apples, to export to Europe. Lefroy's was used into the first decades of the 20th century until supplanted by cold storage and canning factories. Perhaps reflecting the hopes of parents and students, the North Greece School was located on College Avenue. It was also called the Gooseneck Road by local residents because of a bend in the road. The school had 2 rooms with 4 grades in each room. In 1927, the school had swings, slides, and teeter-totters. The pupils in the upper grades played baseball in the back of the school on the baseball field. In 1949, the North Greece School District joined the Hilton Central School System. Afterwards, the old District School No. 6 building became a private home. This aerial photo of what was once called Jenkin's Corners was taken on February 9, 1955. You can see that the crossroads is still surrounded by farms. The Phelps building now houses Al's Market and Grocery. At the bottom left of the photo is the North Greece Fire Department, with a small post office behind it. 20 years later, in the 70s, there are more houses, but still plenty of farmland. A shopping plaza is on North Greece Road, just north of the intersection. The Phelps building is now North Greece Food Market. Again, if you want to hear more about the history of this Greece landmark, tune in to Snapshot 14. Thanks for joining us this week. Next week, we take a look at the Larkin Hotel. This is Maureen Whalen, inviting you to join us next Tuesday for another Bicentennial Snapshot presented by the Greece Historical Society.
Want to learn more from the Greece Historical Society and Museum? Then click that subscribe button for more content and hit that bell icon to get notified when there's more Bicentennial Snapshots. You can visit us on the web at greecehistoricalsociety.org. You can find us on Facebook at Greece Historical Society. You can follow us on Twitter at GreeceNYHistory, and you can stop in at the Greece Historical Society at 595 Long Pond Road.